What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including who Goldberg wants to face for his last match, Goldberg disappointed with WWE, is John Cena really retiring, the sickest spot ever, Jey Uso addresses his huge botch, Saraya teases retirement, a sad reason why a former TNA wrestler is retiring, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks like Goldberg wants to face this WWE star for his last match. Now, is Bill Goldberg going to get his retirement match after years of waiting? While Goldberg has hinted that his retirement bout is coming sometime this summer, fans haven't heard anything conclusive about who he'll face. While the WWE has teased Gunther would wrestle Goldberg, that's no longer a lock, and rumor has it that Goldberg might wrestle someone else. The man who made the phrase "Who's Next" famous discussed his prospects for a proper opponent with Ariel Helwani, suggesting a young talent who's already made a name for himself. There's so many guys that are so talented and on the cusp of stardom. You know, there are possibilities. Braun Breaker, you know? Hell, think about it. It's a logical solution, but it's all in how the powers that be want to make it happen. Goldberg also discussed how one of his finishes had become a popular finisher among wrestlers, something he feels he doesn't get enough credit for. If you listen to 90% of the people in the wrestling business, and or that they are fans of wrestling, not 90%, maybe 78%, I was nothing in the ring, they don't credit me for starting probably the most replicated finishing move in wrestling now. Would you guys like to see Goldberg take on Braun Breaker, maybe passing the torch in his last match ever? The spear versus the spear? Next up, Goldberg disappointed with WWE. Did WWE drop the ball when it had Gunther call out Goldberg at last year's Bad Blood, leading to a heated confrontation? Well, Goldberg seems to think so, as he mused about why nothing has come from the angle despite it taking place months ago. He shared this during an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, saying, "Yeah, you know, there's probably a reason for that. I'm a WCW guy, man. They want to accentuate the John Cena tour and all that kind of stuff, and if anything ever happens, you know, I'll pop out of thin air and do my thing and wipe my hands clean of it and leave, and they'll be done with me." So there's a lot of truth to that, but hey. When Ariel asked Bill to clarify things, Goldberg answered, "Come on, man, I'll always be a WCW guy, right? Look at how they treated Sting." "Well, you mean at WWE? Yeah, I was there longer because I was talking to Booker T the other day, and if you don't get into the wrestling business wanting to be a part of the pinnacle of the wrestling business, which is WrestleMania and, you know, pay-per-views as they used to be called, then you're crazy, right?" Goldberg's first run in WWE was heavily criticized, as many Goldberg fans felt that WWE didn't utilize him properly, leading to a disappointing run. While Bill's second campaign in WWE worked out a little bit better, including Goldberg dispatching Lesnar at 2016 Survivor Series with shocking ease, he still feels there's bias against him due to his status as a WCW guy. So I had goals to attain at the WWE, but the reality is, when we were going head to head, we were kicking their ass. They were kicking our ass. It was back and forth like a big heavyweight fight, and I'm a football player innately, man, and they were the enemy, and I still believe at the bottom of my heart, at the end of the day, it's still kinda that way a little bit. Now, while we don't know if the Bad Blood angle will lead to Gunther versus Goldberg, the WWE Hall of Famer explained why a match against the Ring General has so much potential. "He's the new generation, I'm the old generation. It's kinda like passing the torch in a way. I wouldn't turn that down by any stretch of the imagination. You don't ever open your mouth in front of my wife and my son negatively about me." Now, while Goldberg won't be working at WrestleMania, short of a dramatic change of plans, an appearance at Saudi Arabia or SummerSlam would be a great venue for his send-off. Next up, is John Cena really retiring? Now, is John Cena really retiring at the end of 2025? Some fans believe that his heel turn means that he's deciding to stick around longer. However, John's father, John Cena Sr., is letting the world know that his son is indeed retiring. I get a tear in my eye thinking it's coming to an end. I don't think people really believe it, but I know my son. If he says this is the end, then this is it. We're only a few months away from the last time we ever see John Cena in jorts in a wrestling ring, so enjoy what you're seeing. You'll never see him in a wrestling ring again. While it could be possible that Cena might work a few dates after 2025, John's father seems convinced that his current campaign will be John's last. Next up, the sickest spot ever. There have been some spots in wrestling that can truly make you wince, but Jon Moxley definitely took the sickest spot on AEW Dynamite during a street fight with Colt. Mox got a spiked board dug right into his back, and to make matters worse, the referee and Wheeler Yuta had trouble taking it out. However, in order to get to this match, Moxley had to drive 11 hours. Brian Alvarez discussed this on the Wrestling Observer Radio, saying, "There were several individuals that were supposed to fly in and they couldn't, so they drove in. I believe Jon Moxley's one of the people that drove like 11 hours to get to the building because they couldn't fly in." That really is dedication. 11 hours just to get nailed. Next up, concerns that Sting won't induct Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame. Lex Luger's long-awaited induction into the Hall of Fame has hit a speed bump, and now there's concern that Luger's close friend Sting won't be able to induct him. Luger has made it known in past interviews that he'd like Sting and or Diamond Dallas Page to do the honors, but in a recent report from Fightful Select, Lex has made it known that he wants Sting to induct him in. The Patreon site notes that WWE was planning to reach out to AEW if they would let the Stinger appear, as Sting is currently under an AEW contract, so AEW could tell him no. According to WrestleZone, Sting will be in Las Vegas as part of WrestleCon, which takes place on WrestleMania weekend. It's also worth noting that DDP has helped Lex with DDP Yoga, so much so that Luger was recently able to stand up after years of being paralyzed. Consequently, Luger hinted that he'd like both Sting and DDP to induct him, which raises a possibility that DDP could induct him if Sting isn't available. While we don't know AEW's stance on letting Sting induct Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame, podcaster Conrad Thompson is weighing in, pointing out how WWE's past practices towards AEW give the promotion no reason to cooperate. Conrad tweeted, "Hey, I know we counter-programmed your stadium show with a free Saturday night's main event and booked a whole tour around your London show, but can we borrow one of your talents for our thing? I know it defies all logic to even entertain the idea of helping us, but it'd be cool if you did." Conrad also offered a way for AEW to meet WWE in the middle when it comes to the Sting situation. WWE told Lex he could go to Sting's last match but not appear on camera. AEW should offer the same in return. Next up, Jey Uso addresses his huge botch. Jey Uso isn't going to ignore the criticism directed at him for a spot on this week's Raw where he dove over the top rope during his bout against Austin Theory and brushed the ropes, leading to a huge fumble and nearly landing on his head. A Main Event Jay posted a video of the spot on Instagram along with a message saying, "Okay, look, sometimes players F up. I'ma hit this front flip next Monday though, I know that. Yeet." Accidents will always happen in the ring, and it looks like Jay's more than willing to own up to the mistake. Next up is Giulia working WrestleMania 41. And with former NXT Women's Champion Giulia heading to WrestleMania 41, Giulia recently dropped the title to NXT North American Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer with rumors that Giulia needed time off to deal with some nagging injuries and a minor visa issue. However, Giulia may not be out for long, as Fightful Select Sean Rossap recently addressed rumors that she might appear at this year's show of shows. As far as I heard, she was. I haven't heard anything to indicate that she's not. There's no word on what role Giulia could have, but a Mania appearance is sure to lead to speculation whether she's being prepped for a main roster spot. Next up, Saraya teases retirement. How is Saraya ready to retire? The former AEW Women's Champion discussed a number of topics with Sports Illustrated, including her upcoming book, Hell in Boots, Clawing My Way Through 9 Lives. During the chat, she talked putting over talent during her time in AEW and how nothing lasts forever. "I'm letting people beat me left, right and center. I was on a losing streak, but I just wanted people to get their rub. I want to uplift everybody. I'm not going to be in wrestling forever. I'm coming to the end of it and it's very soon. And I don't want to go out being like I need to be on top." Saraya, currently on a sabbatical from AEW, didn't say when she plans to retire or whether she intends to return to WWE when an AEW deal expires. Next up, Joe Hendry announces WrestleMania appearance. Is Joe Hendry going to show up at WrestleMania 41? While it's unknown if the current TNA World Champion will work this year's show of shows, he will be available for photo ops at WWE World during WrestleMania week. He let his fans know on Instagram and noted that WWE World runs from Thursday, April 17th to Monday, 21st April. And finally, the sad reason why a former TNA wrestler is retiring. Now, sad news to report, as Homicide has announced that he's retiring due to an ongoing medical condition and that he'll work his final match tonight. Homicide began wrestling in the mid-90s and had a successful career in promotions including Jersey All Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, TNA Wrestling, and various indie promotions. His work in Latin America Exchange, LAX, alongside Hernandez and manager Conan is still talked about as one of TNA's best tag teams. However, he took to Facebook to announce, "Can't believe I'm saying goodbye. Not only a job, the passion, the sport of pro wrestling. Myself and Bull James versus Mike Santana, and I hate everyone Arthur Jr. Reason I'm leaving, cause I went to my doctor and found a cyst in my brain. Had it for months, getting worse. My vision, speech is bad, cause of hard hitting, getting knocked out and hitting a plane to travel. March 20th Outlaw Wrestling means a lot. I want people to party and smile and expect Arthur Jr. I'm a survivor. I always win BS battles. Bottom of my heart, thank you for your support. This is not goodbye, this is I'll see you later." And we send our best to Homicide as he deals with this serious health issue. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.